Right. So, in a very quick amount of time, why Brazilians coming to Ireland is such a big problem. So, for many, many, many years, a business you could start up which would take off right away and give you a couple of 100,000 up to three or 400,000 in year two is an international school. The international schools at the moment are bringing in the Indian people and the Brazilian people, all from very good parts of Brazil. They come from a very good economic background. Uh, we're smart enough to move to online learning. So in other words, the students come here, then they have to go and pay for shared accommodation and try and find somewhere to live, and they end up living in places with 10 to 20 people in a house. Um, my exposure to this in the past was one particular international school was connected to terrorism. Um, the guards raided the school, raided the college at one stage, and they found about €300,000 in the safe. That school was shut down. However, the cousins of people who ran that school are still currently running schools. Something that was quite alarming as well is these middle class Brazilian families coming over here. A lot of the girls end up working in gentlemen's clubs, so strip clubs, um, and that has been going on for 4 or 5 years. So in other words, the cost of living here is so high that middle class people who are coming here to learn English and who are ponying up large amounts of money are basically ending up doing things they wouldn't do, or the mother and father that paid for them to come here would be absolutely shocked and appalled at what they're ending up having to do just to be here for a fixed amount of time. The shared accommodation situation, basically, I'm on a lot of WhatsApp groups for Brazilians and Indians. The stamps have been renewed and renewed and renewed by the Minister of Justice, because what else can you do? You can't. They were trapped here, but those stamps have been greatly exploited, and people have been here for years and years. But yeah, no, this year international schools bringing people from anywhere needs to be knocked on the head. I know there's a huge industry, and there's very reputable companies bringing in young Spanish kids from Spain and stuff like that, and they turn over millions, and they employ a lot of people, and they run squeaky clean operations. But for the few that are there at the moment that are bringing in Brazilians and Indians and forcing them, and not giving them accommodation and forcing them to live in accommodation, it's a recipe for absolute disaster. And the government need to get up. They need to get their head into this really quick. This is something that'll jump out at them, this is going to jump out. Um, the people who run these schools, they're very wide. They would be using the accountancy services off James Street that a lot of people who move money out of the country use. Um, and also they have been very legal happy, which have scared kind of certain people in the past. Although it wouldn't really scare most people, but they are very, very legal happy, so they have a bit of legal connections there as well from people of their own culture located here in Ireland. But please, please, please don't bring in a heap of students this year with no, it's just a recipe for disaster.